All right, welcome to day one in Japan. This is Rein It In. I'm Matt,
And this is Rachel.
and we're here to tell you about our trip in Japan.
So we're going to be here in Japan for 22 days total, although one of those days was arrival day, which is always a little bit weird. We do try to do the best to not just make our travel days like get to the hotel and collapse. So we're going to tell you a little bit about the flight and what we did once we got to the airport, which is more important, processing all the sort of documents and stuff that we needed to get, and then how we spent our first night.
Yeah. So obviously, to start it, you sit on a plane for a very long time. We were fortunate enough to get direct flights to Tokyo, Narita, from Atlanta, which is where we live, as you know, if you listen to us. And actually, the other thing is we bought our tickets like 6 months ago, and that seemed like a long time. And I was talking to a friend of mine at work who is from Hong Kong, and he goes back to visit family. And he asked when I bought tickets, and I said, I think I got them like in February or something. He was like, oh, that's only like 3 months. Usually it's like 5 to 6 months is when you want to get the good deals, because I had mentioned we'd gotten good deals. And I looked back, and sure enough, it was like 6 months. So if you're looking to go to Asia, probably start looking way, way earlier than you want to. But it seems like it paid off for us because our tickets were half of what we were expecting to pay.
Oh yeah, they were much, much less expensive than we expected, which was great because that let us, obviously spend money on other things since we don't have an infinite budget.
Right.
So yeah, a 14-hour flight sounds long on its own, but then of course you have to add in a variety of other things: transit time to the airport, you're sitting around time at the airport, trying to get through customs, all of that sort of stuff. So ultimately, a 14-hour flight still turns into like 20 hours of travel or something.
Yeah. Flight, pretty normal, right? You got your in-flight stuff. Rachel didn't successfully nap as much as she'd like to. I actually napped, which is something I am not normally able to do on planes.
Yeah, it was like the opposite of normal.
Yeah, but all said and done, we landed. Everything was smooth. Customs was pretty quick. Long line. Actually, I shouldn't say customs. Passport control was a long line. Customs itself, we walked out of passport control. Our bag was already on the carousel. We picked it up. We walked up to the customs gate. We were first. He said hi. We said hi. He said, okay, thanks. And we walked on through.
Yep, we gave him our piece of paper. And then we were released into the airport proper, which is then we had a bunch of actual errands that we had to do in the airport, which this is the first time that's ever happened for me, besides just find an ATM and get cash. So we had to find an ATM and get cash like normal, but also we had to get our JR passes and we had to get our pocket Wi-Fi. Pocket Wi-Fi is also not something that I've used before when I've traveled internationally. I don't know if it's common anywhere else, but basically I have this little thing that I put in my purse that we're paying $7 or so a day
No,
for.
it's like not even $4 or something.
Wow. Yeah. So we're paying very little money for me to carry around this thing in my purse that gives us access to the internet, and it gives us lots of
it's
data.
It's twice as good as our home internet in the United States, for more expensive than what we pay at home, but yeah, and it just tool around with it. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, it's well worth the expense, especially because I'm going to be using that for some translation stuff, and I know I can have downloaded on online maps or offline maps and all of that kind of stuff, but it's still really nice to have that connection when you're trying to figure out transit and stuff in a big city.
Yeah, Rachel also needs to be able to download books at any given moment because she's probably already read 2 this morning.
It's true. I did download like 42 books for this trip. No, not quite, but there's maybe close to 20. We're here for 20 days,
I successfully did not read a single page of my book on the plane.
I read almost all of mine.
Yeah, I listened to like 6 albums though. But anyway, so yeah, we got in. We did find an ATM. We got the pocket Wi-Fi. We had to pick it up in Narita. You pick it up in the airport. You can get it delivered to your hotel or to wherever you're staying. But since we're staying in an Airbnb without a front gate people, it's not really an Airbnb. It's actually like a little travel hotel. They basically own a whole building. They just use Airbnb to book it. But you pick it up. We decided to pick it up at the airport post office, which was pretty convenient. A little bit of a line. They're pros. They know what they're doing. Our extremely limited Japanese was no problem. We got that. We went to the first ATM, and both of our cards got denied. So I guess I should say this too for kind of travel tips. We never, and we travel internationally once every couple of years is what we try for, and we never do money before we go anymore. At this point, we just take our ATM cards. Do some research, make sure your ATM card works in that country. We're definitely mostly going to
how much money you're going to get out to, and how confused you're going to be when you get off the plane. Because when we got off the plane in Prague, we both accidentally pulled out so much money because I wasn't really thinking of the conversion rates, and I just sort of punched the middle button, that'll be sort of some money, and it was enough money that carried us through the entire trip while we were there, basically.
We never just use cash on everything. But yeah, so you just find an ATM now, but you do need, Japan is kind of notorious for having ATMs that don't work with all U.S. cards. So fortunately, 7-Eleven to the rescue. We stopped at one bank, it didn't work. We walked around a little bit, found a whole bank of ATMs. I knew that 7-Eleven ATMs were particularly good with Western and U.S. stuff, so we hit that one, got out cash, no problem at all, let our bank do the conversion. They're going to give us the best rates. And
you get charged a fee, so you want to pull out a reasonable amount of money so that you're not hitting the ATM a lot, but it's really convenient.
Yeah, and check your country that you're going to. That a lot of places deal with cash more than cards.
Mm-hmm.
So Japan is still pretty cash heavy from everything I've heard. We haven't really tested it yet so far, but it's been convenient to have cash.
So when we went to a ramen restaurant last night, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I think the ordering thing probably only took cash. I didn't see a place to put in cards.
You're right.
There.
Neither did I. Yeah.
So
we got cash out, then we had to get our JR passes. So JR Pass, kind of like Eurorail Pass, you've probably heard of those. You can get it for 7, 14, or 21 days. Since we're going to be here 22 days, we got the 21-day pass.
And JR passes are not always the best deal for Japan. If you are staying in Tokyo and going maybe to Kyoto for a side trip, don't bother for sure. Ultimately, our trip covers 1,400 miles, almost all of that by train. We have one tiny 45-minute flight, and so for us, we're going to be traveling by train almost every day for some portions of the trip. So it definitely made financial sense. We kind of calculated out how much it would cost versus how much the JR Pass cost. But don't just assume that the JR Pass is going to save you money unless you're really planning on using the train a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to contradict you on the one. If you're going to be here, if you're going to be here for 7 days and you're going to take a trip to Kyoto or Osaka, it is actually a good deal because the Shinkansen it basically pays for it.
Oh, okay.
But if you're going to be here 14 days, you definitely don't want to get a 14-day pass because it's not going to pay for it. If you're mostly going to be in Tokyo and just doing little, side day trips from here, it maybe isn't going to be a good deal because it works a little bit only on the JR owned metros in Tokyo, but that's not all of them, and honestly it's only a few bucks to get between most stations, so unless you're gonna get on a Shinkansen, don't bother with it probably, but it should work out pretty good for ours. Ours is actually, because we're taking a bunch of not Shinkansen during our trip here, you'll hear about those as we go. We're not getting an amazing deal with it, but what it does give us, it just gives us kind of peace of mind that you can reserve things. If you reserve a train and you miss your train, you just go back and reserve a new one, right? So it's not a big deal. It is a good deal for us, but it's also kind of an insurance policy.
Yeah, it's just something to think about. So that line was actually relatively long.
Yeah.
It took us a while to get through that. But fortunately, we got through it just in time to go and show our pass to the guys at the entry gates for the JR area of the subway, and then get right on the train to Tokyo.
Yeah, the Narita Express we took to Shinjuku. What I will say though is the folks at the JR East ticket station there where we got our passes were super helpful. They were in the line, they were talking, they spoke good English. Helped us fill out the forms. It was great. Yeah,
they were super helpful. So that was really nice.
And it was a nice kind of relaxing hour-long, little longer than an hour-long trip to get from Narita Airport to Shinjuku. Another flip of the roles here is I was getting a little bit of train sick, just like queasy stomach, which again generally never happens. I've kind of got a rock solid stomach, and Rachel sometimes has motion sickness problems. No problem. She's like reading her book and everything.
I know. Maybe you drink a much bigger coffee than me. I wonder if that was why.
Oh, that could be.
So anyway, that's the basics of the trip in. So our train stopped 3 places: Tokyo Station, Shibuya Station, and then Shinjuku. Shinjuku is where we were getting off, and Shinjuku is kind of nuts.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest train station in the country, if not the world, or something. I swear I read that. Maybe it's Shibuya, but I think it's Shinjuku.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows where they're going except for us. Now, I will say the signage in English was good. I could follow the signs. That was fine.
If anything, it was a kind of a multitude of signs, so sometimes I didn't know. Like, they give you the sign too early. But yeah, tons and tons of signs.
Tons of signs in English. So that part was fine. We knew what exit we were looking for. We could find it. But it was just sort of navigating the streams of people, and me just kind of being like, I don't want to be super rude and cut through all of these people, but then also recognizing, like, if I'm not rude and don't cut through them, I'm never going to move. Yeah. So that was a little bit of a challenge.
Right. We seem to have some luck just like getting into a stream and then shifting stream. Seemed like it worked okay. I only had a couple of people roll their eyes at me. Most people are trying to get out of everybody else's way, so just kind of pick your path and be broadcast where you're going. And it seems like people work around you. But I swear we walked block and a half underground just to get out of the place.
Yeah,
the thing is huge. It's huge. And then we got out and we had to walk to our Airbnb. We could have transferred
to a different subway line.
Google Maps and the
Airbnb directions.
Recommended like transferring to another line and jumping on that. We didn't have our Suica cards, which are basically like a Metro Pass, but it's also used. It's almost like a student cost card because you can like buy stuff at 7-Elevens or convenience stores with it. You can get stuff from vending machines, but it also works for the
some of the Metro lines.
Yeah, I think
not the JR.
It works for all. Yeah, we just don't need to use it on the JR because the JR Pass is paid for already. Right. So, and I think they actually at this point work throughout the entire country, which is kind of nice too. So you can just get one. But we got there during rush hour, and we could see the other trains with they just look crowded. Like, we live in Atlanta. Sometimes the MARTA in Atlanta gets pretty crowded, but
it certainly wasn't like that thing where you see them with the white gloves pushing people on. It wasn't that crazy, but it was definitely much fuller than I wanted to get on with a suitcase.
Yeah, I did see a few people with their faces like pretty close to the glass doors. I mean, it was packed. So we decided it was only a 15-minute walk. So we're like, screw it, let's walk it. Won't be a big deal. We don't have to worry about getting a card, doing a transfer, blah, blah, blah.
Fortunately, however, Matt was like working this map situation really well because I was tired and jet lagged and sweaty and I just wanted to shower really bad. So I basically just followed him around and he got us here, which was great.
We were being looked on by the travel navigation gods because the GPS was off by part of a block. And my compass seems like it was not happy, so it was pointing the wrong direction the whole time. And somehow we made it. So part of this is kind of a cool thing here, I think, in Tokyo. I haven't seen it anywhere else. And there's all these crosswalks that go over. They're like pedestrian overpasses. Drawback is when you're carrying a suitcase. We purposely packed pretty light. We both have carry-on size suitcases, but they're still heavy and you got to lug them.
Mine weighs 26 pounds.
Yeah.
26 pounds. That's not bad.
And
for 3 weeks.
But you have to there's a lot of stairs in this country. There's all these little things that are supposedly. I was told by a Japanese coworker that they're here for blind people. There are all these like yellow tracks with bumps and lines. So if you had the stick, you can track where you're going. It like takes you down paths and warns you when there's like intersections and things. But the problem is there's all these like speed bumps for your suitcase all over the suitcase.
That made it harder going through the station too.
Yeah,
because I kept getting caught up on those.
So they're great for certain like ableness sort of things, but man, you would be hard pressed to get around the city if you could not walk and climb stairs. There's got to be a way to do it. I mean, you take a car.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, it's not super like wheelchair or, mobility.
Yeah. So we took like 10
Friendly.
turns, 15-minute walk. We got to our place. We checked in, and it's cute.
It is. It's nice. It's like Matt said. I think the people sort of bought this whole building. It's actually we rented it on Airbnb, but it's a like Domo Hotel. There's not a front desk, but they do have a cafe down the street. So I mean, it's somewhere kind of in between an Airbnb and a hotel. It's nice though. We got a kitchen. We got a good sized bathroom, and 2 chairs. That was one of the things that we looked
Yeah.
for when we were choosing these. There were a lot of places that were very similar, but some of them, for whatever reason, would only have like a desk chair, and I was like, well, I'd like us both to be able to sit.
Yeah. We're sitting in 2 chairs right now.
We are.
Yeah, it's got a TV that we're probably never going to turn on.
Probably.
It does have 2 beds, so we've got the legs kind of tied together a little bit to keep them from spreading apart. But it works.
Yeah.
And when I say cute, it's entirely white.
It
There's
needs
nothing
some art.
in it. Yeah, there's like one picture from IKEA.
Yeah, it really could use some art.
But
So
it gets the job done. It's like reasonably close, reasonably quiet. We're actually probably the loudest people in the place right now, except for the people who had their TV on earlier this morning. But we should take a quick break here, and we'll come back and we'll tell you about our first actual day of fun. Yeah.
So after we got to the Airbnb and checked in, put away some of our stuff, got things kind of situated, figured out what was up, took showers, which is always essential for me after I get off a plane. I feel so grubby and gross.
Yep.
It doesn't even matter. It's like a 2-hour flight or a 14-hour flight. I feel basically, well, I mean, I felt probably grosser yesterday, but I always want to shower after I get off a plane. Anyway, then next up was dinner. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna jump in here. I am a planner. I'm a list maker. I am generally pretty organized. It's one of the things that makes me successful in my job. It's one of the things that causes me stress during travel because I overplan and then I used to. Rachel's good about getting me out of this. Used to overplan and then get disappointed that I didn't get to everything or just things didn't work out. So, like over the last few years, we've come to some compromises that we generally figure out where we're going to be on each day and have like maybe one activity that we want to do during that day, and that activity just might be like go to the art museum until we know something, but like how we get there, when we go there, all that kind of stuff is pretty organic. One of the things I did do though, and in this case I think it was helpful, is I really plotted out the first day because I knew we were going to be traveling for like 20 something hours already, and we wanted to get some fun in on our night here. So, and I wanted things to be easy when we got here because when I was here for work 3.5 years ago, I loved just walking around and I will eat anything, literally. Bugs are kind of out, but
Yeah.
but I will eat a lot of weird food.
You would eat crickets.
I might eat crickets, but I did eat a cricket, I guess, at your birthday that year. But the
Grubs are straight out. I think grubs are
Yeah.
out for both of us.
anyways, we're not getting any grubs here in Japan, I don't think. But so I'm not scared of food, but I had a really hard time entering restaurants. Like I couldn't figure out which restaurants to get into, how to get into them. So this time, like I literally printed out, like we got to the airport and I was like, okay, step 1 is this, step 2 is this. Like this is where we need to go, this floor, this whatever.
And that
then,
was really helpful because, you're tired and your brain is just fuzzy
Yeah.
after
and then
that long on the plane.
I had scoped out the neighborhood, and Rachel said one of the first things she wanted was ramen. So I found a bunch of ramen places within walking distance, found one that had good reviews, and so it knew exactly where it was. So we came in, took showers, and then we're also right near the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building, which is kind of known for a free observation deck that a lot of people go to, has good view of the city. This is a good time to plug our Instagram. We have an outro that you probably won't actually get to, but if you want to look at our pictures, go to ReinItIn_podcast. So REINIT, REIN.
ITIN?
ITIN, yeah, geez, _podcast, which you probably can figure out how to spell since you're listening to this podcast. But check out our pictures over there on Instagram. So let's see. So we basically plotted out that. It was like get dinner, walk 15 minutes to the observation deck, figure out if we want to do anything else or just come back, right? So Another one, nice, easy navigation. Google Maps helps out, but it was
Yep.
just, around the corner and a block away. Handily, it had a ordering vending little thing.
Yeah, so this is really nice, actually. Well, it was really nice for last night because I didn't need to figure out a menu. So when we walked in, there was a line when we got there, so that was a sign that it was a good place. And the line moved pretty quickly. So
And it was full.
yeah. So we got in, and there's a little vending machine with pictures and buttons that have words on them. I have no idea what the words were. I just looked at the pictures. And we're both relatively flexible on what we eat. I am much less so than Matt, but, I'm still pretty open, and ramen is pretty easy. So we just pushed our little buttons, and, you put in some cash, pushed the buttons.
Yeah. Those vending machines have a specific name. I forget what they are. Yeah.
And then got our tickets.
Yeah.
The guy told us where to sit, took our tickets, and then ramen appeared.
He did come up and offered us a English menu while we were ordering, and we instead said in English, "We're okay." But we kind of were figuring it out. There was a group
We should have
of
said Daitoba des.
yeah.
But
There was a group of I think they were Italians, but they had someone else with them that was Japanese, and they were speaking a mixture of Italian between some of them and some Japanese with them. So I think
and occasionally English.
and occasionally English, yeah. But when they got up to the vending machine, they were like, but this is the English part that I thought was funny. One of them said, "We're going to need you here." Or something like that. And she was like, "Okay." And then she ordered for him. But one of the things I wanted to try is there's, so ramen, I think everybody knows what ramen is. There's another thing called skamen, which is like STU KE men. So it looks like sukemen, kind of, but you just kind of say skamen, I guess.
Okay.
And it's generally cold noodles and fixings, and then you get a hot, gravy, dense ramen broth on the side, and you dip your noodles into the broth. And so I've been wanting to try that, and I knew this place had it when I found their website. So I got that. Rachel got some ramen. Food came pretty quick, but we discovered that they had beer because we wanted a beer just to kind of relax a little bit after the trip. But we didn't see it on the board, but there's a lot of stuff on the board.
Right. I also didn't see anyone else in the restaurant drinking beer, but then after we were there for a little bit, before our food had come, I noticed that the Italians got a beer. So I was like, oh. So I got back up, went back to the vending machine, couldn't find beer. The guy came over and helped me. So I bought 2 beers, and that was perfect.
Yeah.
There was just one option, Sapporo.
Right. But yeah, it was good. It was tasty. It was real chickeny. It's a place that's known for their chicken broth, chicken ramen.
It was delicious. I mean, that made it a little bit lighter, I think, than pork broth, so it wasn't quite as heavy.
Although, hell, that skamen stuff, it was solid gravy. I mean, it was
yours
so
was
rich and thick.
Yours was much.
I
My
felt
broth was pretty light.
At least 40% chicken by the time I left that place.
But it was delicious. I got it all over my clothes, so I'm going to have to wash those clothes, but it was worth it.
Yeah. So we took a quick walk down. It was nice. We're on the edge of Shinjuku. Shinjuku is a giant city that's inside Tokyo, which is a mega giant city. Because it is actually Shinjuku City. It's its own place. But the walk was pretty nice. I mean, we walked by some stores. We walked by some bars. Kind of in a neighborhood. And then we're kind of on the edge of the business district, I think, of what's in this part of town. So that would look kind of like Bankery and a bunch of people in suits coming home. Made it to Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. And one of the things we did, so if you're on Instagram, you'll also see this. We're doing some free art drops. There's this FAF ATL going on, FAFATL, Free Art Friday Atlanta. So we're doing an extended free art, or I guess I am, free art drops through Japan. So I'm hoping to leave those around. I'm always a little bit nervous about this being considered littering and I'm going to get deported. I made some little cards that say kind of like a Japanese saying, formal saying for please accept this gift, but it's basically something along the lines of this is such a boring thing, but and then I have our Instagram stuff on there, and it says Domo arigato gozaimasu. So hopefully people will see it and see that it is a gift and take it. We should walk back by and see if that one's still sitting there. But I just figured most of them are just going to go in the trash.
They were easy
Or
things to make.
Bomb sniffing dogs come and take them away. It's probably better they're not in boxes. When I was here 3.5 years ago, I used to give out my stuff in little boxes. And
Sorry, I was just picturing bomb sniffing dogs like picking up this artwork and shuffling off with it. Anyway,
it's because dogs have thumbs.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the views from the top. It was like 45th floor.
45. Yep.
Tokyo's not a real tall city.
It's not. No, it spreads out. It's not super tall.
Yeah, earthquakes.
Oh, right.
But
Yeah.
it was kind of a weird observation deck. It was like just this one big open floor. There was like a gift shop and cafe in the middle. A bunch of people just kind of wandering around. Everyone seemed a little awkward to me, but I think it was because I was a little jet lagged.
Oh gosh, yeah, I was so tired by the time we got there. I actually hit, like 11,000 steps yesterday. So
Yeah.
even though our plane didn't land until 2, so
Yeah.
that's a pretty significant amount of steps in just like 8 hours.
Yeah, and we decided to round out the day with a short walk back, stop at 7-Eleven to buy some iced coffee. We're now drinking can number 3 and 4 for both of us of working through all the different
brands
of coffee.
We haven't each had
right,
4 coffees. We've had 4 coffees between the two of us.
Yeah. Give us time.
Yeah, exactly. I had a Georgia one this morning. Georgia coffee. It was probably my favorite one so far.
Yeah, I think it was. This one's actually pretty good too. I've got Seven's Boss Black.
7-Eleven brand.
Yeah. But we also bought a couple drinks last night. Rachel got a 70% green.
70% green. What? Kirin, right? It's a
I
Kirin?
think it was Kirin, maybe. It was real mild.
It was
kind
really
of
mild.
pleasant.
It'd
be nice for like a sunny day or something like that. I bought a Suntory highball, Highball in a can, which was a little bit fierce.
It was, yeah.
Which is basically whiskey and soda.
Yeah.
Looking forward to having one of those tonight.
In reality.
Yeah, so anyways, we should wrap up. We're like 25 minutes.
Yep.
But
that's our goal.
Yeah,
keep
night
it around
one.
25.
Today, we'll see. We're probably not going to get one tonight. Maybe tomorrow morning. Every couple days, hopefully, we'll have one for you guys. Today, we're going to wander around Shinjuku, get our bearings. We've paid for a Airbnb experience, izakaya tour, so kind of a pub tour of a couple different places. And we're meeting up with a friend of ours from way back in Ohio to join us.
Who just randomly moved here like a month ago.
Yeah.
So.
You should check out his Instagram.
Oh, yeah, his is really funny.
This is Japan? Is that what it's called?
I think so, yeah. This is Japan.
This is Japan?
Yeah.
He's working here for the summer.
Yeah, he's got some really funny posts.
Yeah, he takes pictures of things and comes up with fake histories.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So check those out. Check us out on Instagram. Go ahead and subscribe to us if you haven't already.
Yep.
Hi to all the family for helping us be successful, and all of our friends for putting up with us, our insufferable talking about this trip for the last 2 years.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And now you get to listen to us even more. Actually, you're probably already ignoring us. I would
Right.
be. But yeah, check out Instagram. We're going to be posting some stuff to Facebook. If you're friends, our Facebooks are private. Although we did create a public, I think, podcast thing. I don't know how the hell this works. I shouldn't have done this on the plane when I was tired. But yeah, that's all I've got. What do you got, Ray?
All right. Yeah, we're just gonna wander around. No real plan today besides getting some drinks tonight, which is the best kind of day.
Yeah, reach out to us if you got anything you want us to take pictures of or go see or recommendations.
Yeah,
We're open to all that stuff.
Yep.
We're excited. We are excited.
So many exclamation marks.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Thanks
y'all.
everybody.
You can check us out at anchor.fm/rainitin. That's spelled REINITIN, all one word, no spaces, and you can leave us a message there. You can also follow us at Instagram at rainitin_podcast or email us at rainitin@ssdpress.org, also spelled REINITIN at ssdpress.org. Thanks again to all of our friends and family for all the support and for putting up with us. Have a great day.